So it should come as no surprise that I do not think highly of the character Shippo from Inuyasha. And that's only because I feel like Shippo is just there to be a cute little mascot for the rest of the group. He makes some wisecrack remarks every once in a while, and maybe he adds something in the sense of noticing flaws in Inuyasha and Kagome's relationship, but other than that, he doesn't really do anything. He's just kind of there. The last time he really did something was, I think I remember it was during his important little arc where they first met him. He was fighting against the fucking Thunder Brothers, and how they basically killed his parents, or rather, I think it was just his father they killed. But anyways, yeah, ever since then he really hasn't done anything until this volume, and this is volume 21 of Inuyasha. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. That way the YouTube algorithm will know that my content is worth watching. And don't forget to, if you did subscribe, which you fucking should, hit that notification icon. It looks like a bell. Make sure that bell is a ring-a-ding-a-dingin'. And I haven't said this before, I'm going to say it now. If you think, I don't know, that my content's good to watch, fucking share it. Share it with your friends and family. Maybe they might get a kick out of my wackiness too. Maybe. On with the review. Okay, so first two chapters of the volume focuses a lot on Shippo, which honestly we kind of needed that, because Shippo was looking like a pet. But I mean by that, like, he was just looking kind of useless. Some people have been thinking, but wait, Kirara is there as well, and technically she's a pet fire cat thing that hangs out with Sango. But here's the thing though, Kirara actually does shit. Shippo is just there. Shippo is like a fucking toy poodle at this point, where he's just kind of there to be there. Or at least that's how I feel. But this time around, he actually does stuff. And he actually tries to help somebody. Of course, the coolest thing, though, is that even though he's doing all he did for this girl that he meets, Inuyasha steps in, kind of takes care of the situation, but Inuyasha doesn't take the credit for himself. He gives the credit over to Shippo. That way, you know, Shippo will be seen as the heroic figure for these two chapters. And it was a very small little arc. The plot of that little arc was just that this girl waiting for her brother died, but she believes the power of the Shikan no Tamo. She believes she has a piece of the jewel, but turns out she actually has like a fool's gold kind of piece. And in case you guys don't know what fool's gold is, and if you don't know what that is, you really shouldn't fucking know. Fool's gold is essentially gold painted rocks that were purposely like put into rivers way back in the day when California had like this giant ass fucking gold rush. People would go out, they would sift through the rivers for gold, and they would find gold. But turns out a lot of gold they would find was just painted rocks. That's essentially what it is. That this shard was like a fucking painted rock, basically. But the girl believed that if she prayed to the shard, that the shard would grant her the wish of her older brother coming back. Turns out some yokai heard of this and decided to front as being her brother in order to basically trick her into tricking Shippo to try and trick the rest of Inuyasha's group to giving that yokai whatever shards that they had at the time. And of course, Shippo is a little bit smarter than that. Now, that's one thing I will give Shippo really isn't a dumbass. Even though he's not allowed to do a whole lot in the story, he's actually one of the smarter characters in the series, despite being a young child. But here's the thing, like I just said, despite being a young child, sometimes his childish antics override his intelligence. Meaning that there could be situations where Shippo, like for a split second there, will kind of see the situation for what it is, but then his childness basically blinds him from investigating any further. Now, if Shippo had the same kind of mind, not the same kind of mind, but if he had the level of mind as like Miroku or Inuyasha, okay, once again, I know you gotta think, wait, mind like Miroku was a fucking pervert, mind like Inuyasha, what, he's a fucking hothead? No, not like that. I mean the mind of a young man, is what I mean. If you had a mind like that, then Shippo would probably be able to ascertain and apprehend situations as they unfold. Like I said, his little part happens in 2 chapters. It was nice. It was cool seeing Shippo being useful for fucking once, and I can't call him useless for this volume. What, you all thought I was gonna drop that fucking moniker? That I was calling Shippo the useless one? We'll see. We'll see. If it takes another fucking, God, how long was it? I think it was volume 7. The fucking brothers show up, actually, like 6 or 7. Or volume 21. 8. It took fucking 13 fucking chapters for him to do something that was actually monumental, kind of, to the plot. Yeah, Shippo's kind of useless still. But like I said, in this volume, he was useful. Now, the majority of the volume centers around the first day of the month for the half yokais. And as we both know, wait, there's more of you watching, right? Not just 2 people. As we all know, okay, Inuyasha is a half yokai. At the first day of the month, he loses his powers and turns into a full-fledged human. Same thing happens with Naraku, in a sense. See, Naraku's body just kind of breaks down. It becomes a pile of just remains. Because Naraku is also a half yokai, which means that his power disappears at the first of the month as well. And thus, when Naraku's power disappears, his castle becomes more smellable. And so we have both Inuyasha and Kouga. Yes, annoying fucking Kouga is back. We have Inuyasha and Kouga. They're sniffing out Naraku's castle. Kouga almost finds it, but he gets intercepted by Kagura. He gets his Shigan fragments taken out of his legs by Kagura, but at the end of the day, gets them back with the help of Inuyasha. Now, Kagura could have died in this small little arc for this volume, but she didn't, because Naraku, even knowing the fact that Kagura was trying to betray him, knowing full well that, that she acted on her own when she was not fucking supposed to, he still saved her ass not because, he has kind of fondness for her being one of his kin, but it's because he still has some kind of use for her, knowing that her power, albeit also his own power too, mind you, since it is the flesh of his flesh, in a very fucking weird way, but knowing that he is going to need her at some point later on in the plot line. So Kagura could have died in this volume, but she fucking didn't. Which is kind of annoying, but yeah. One funny part though, out of this whole little arc, with Kouga looking for Naraku castle, trying to get revenge, Inuyasha trying to hide away from the Naraku, and also like Kagome and everybody else coming to the conclusion that wait, if Naraku's power has diminished and the castle is easier for both these dog-type yokais to smell out its scent, meaning that maybe Naraku's power has also diminished in some way, which led to them realizing, wait, Naraku might also be a half yokai as well. And Inuyasha, trying to basically keep his identity a secret, but that like kind of stopped at the very start, because Inuyasha did some really reckless shit. Now Kouga knows that he is that he loses power first day of the month. Okay, I almost say Kouga knows he's a half yokai. What the fuck, Justin? Of course Kouga fucking knows. And Kagura now has a suspicion that Inuyasha might have appeared to her in his human form, but she's not 100% sure about that. Like, she knows he's a half yokai, but she's not 100% sure about like what she had perceived. But here's the thing, okay? Now, Kagura is so fucking shooken up by Naraku that she wants to basically get out of his grasp. She no longer wants to be part of his pawn. She's sick and tired of Naraku holding her heart like she's fucking Law and he's fucking Virgo. Okay, even though that situation of Law and Virgo happens much, much, much later in a different fucking series, in a different fucking year. I wonder, maybe Oda got that inspiration from this series, maybe. Maybe not, who knows? But anyways, I digress. She went to fucking Sesshoumaru and was like, yo, I will hire you and give you these fucking fragments. And he went, nah, bitch. I want no fucking fragments. That shit's stupid. He's like, Sesshoumaru's like, I am a G, and I'm gonna do shit my fucking way. I don't need no stupid fucking fragment that make me feel all high and mighty and powerful. Basically, Sesshoumaru, without saying anything, fucking called Naraku and all these other yokai, like he trying out after these fucking fragments, bitches. Because, and essentially he's fucking right. Because here's the thing, they need that fragment. They need those fucking shards to boost up their power, to boost up their abilities. So Sesshoumaru does not fucking need that. Case in point, look what happened with the Oni that fucking Naraku created from his own flesh. The one that broke Inuyasha's Tetsaiga and then became a blade himself, the Tokujin. And how Tokujin would corrupt the mind of any mere person. But when it tried to Sesshoumaru, Sesshomaru's like, I'm your master, bitch. Nah, fuck off. He put the fucking blade in its place with his will alone. Yeah. Sesshomaru is on a whole other plane of fucking existence, which is why he's my favorite character in this fucking series. And honestly, if the series is called Sesshomaru, and it was about him going after Naraku, Naraku would have been fucking dead in one chapter. The series would have lasted maybe 4 chapters at best, and it would just have been Sesshomaru, he gets the fucking jewel shard, he destroys it, then he destroys Naraku. That's the fucking series. That's what it would have fucking been. But yeah, I found that to be incredibly fucking funny. And Kagura was just pissed off by that. Okay. So next little story, I want to deal with this princess being lost in the fucking mountains, and these women, they lose their men in the mountains to this princess. Basically, it's... Okay, so the yokai of the story does not fucking matter. What matters is this little section is all about Sango and Miroku. Now, I've been saying that Sango and Miroku have this weird on-off kind of relationship, but it's not as noticeable, or rather, Rumiko Takahashi's not making it as noticeable as with Inuyasha and Kagome. But then again, Inuyasha and Kagome's situation becomes a little more wonky when you put Kikyo in the mix. However, Miroku and Sango's situation is more or less, it's like it's a friendship that's blossoming slowly but surely into a relationship. But of course, Miroku being the person that he is, or kind of man that he is, every time it seems Sango is trying to let him get closer to her, that he does, well, something a little too sexual, like rubber butt, or he says something that kind of just breaks that tension, and he ends up getting slapped anyways. But you can tell that Sango still does care about him. And I like that, that we got some focus with those two characters as well. This volume seems there would be a lot more focus on the secondary characters than your main core characters. And I think I figured out who the secondary characters are and who the main core characters are of the story. As for secondary, I was like, wait, who the fuck are the secondary characters and the core characters? So the core main characters of the story, the way I perceive it, as of Volume 21, is these individuals. It is Inuyasha, Sesshomaru, Kikyo, Kagome, Naraku. The secondary characters, everybody else. Everyone else is secondary. Now, sometimes the secondary characters will end up having more spotlight than the core main characters will. And I believe that's to not have the audience be bored, because if all the focus only went to just those five, then the story would just become stale. Let's not even fucking mince words here. It would become stale as shit. Like, could you imagine if every fucking volume was just about the love triangle of Inuyasha, Kagome, and Kikyo? It would become very boring, very fucking fast, which is why a new element needs to be added each single time it fucking happens. But let's not go there at the moment. And the volume ends, of course, with the start of a new type of story where there's this weird yokai creature thing without a face that's killing people and taking their faces off and putting it on as its own. This creature, which doesn't really have a name at the moment, at first is referred to as a mononoke, which, after so fucking long, and for the longest time, even after watching that movie, Prince Hime Mononoke from Studio Ghibli by Hayao Miyazaki, for a long time I was like, what the fuck is a mononoke? I thought mononoke meant spirit. But no, mononoke, its actual definition is like, it's a vengeful spirit, basically. And I thought about it, I was like, wait, Princess Mononoke. Oh, fuck. Because thinking about it, yeah, she was vengeful the entire time of that movie. And this thing is perceived as a vengeful spirit. But then its name gets changed, kind of, when it kills a priest named Musou. And I don't know if I want to call this creature Mononoke or Musou. But the key point of this creature is this. This creature is a offspring of Naraku, and it seems as if it doesn't realize it. And plus, this dude has a creepy fucking looking face. Like, even after, like, okay, when the actual Musou shows up, it looks kind of normal. But I don't know how Rumiko Takahashi pulled this off, but she drew the same face to have, this faceless creature wear and he just looks straight up fucking creepy. Almost like a doll in a sense. Where it doesn't seem like his expression really changes all too much. But what's to say that won't be changed in the upcoming volume? And with that being said, what do you guys think about volume 21 of Inuyasha? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you'll be so kind to subscribe to the channel if you fucking haven't already, as well as share the fucking video. Make sure all your fucking friends and family see my content and give this video a thumbs up. That way the YouTube algorithm will know that my content is worth watching. Also, if you did subscribe, but if you forgot to do this right afterwards, hit that notification icon. Make sure that bell's ring-a-ding-dinging. That way you won't miss when I put out another video. Alright, I think that's all the stuff I have to ask you to do before you turn off this video and I say goodbye.